crazy but realistic things that could take place this NFL offseason. So, a.k.a. things that can happen, but you'd still sort of be sitting there like, wow, I can't believe that happened kind of thing. So, I really enjoyed the list. I'm sure I could come up with different reactions to it, or I'll give you the same. We don't know. We'll have to see. But Mike will have a different opinion, I'm sure. Yeah. So, we want to get into it right away because, well, time goes when you have fun.
And I'm just telling you, Alex Smith getting traded and Michael Flynn getting traded are not on the list. They're honorable mentions.
I think you mean Matt Flynn,
Matt
Flynn.
Yes. Yeah, Matt Flynn. Mm. Not on the list, honorable mention because they're expected to happen.
I think depending on the team, though. Like, if they wind up on a team you really wouldn't expect. But, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm saying the overall aspect of them getting traded.
You're right, though. They probably are going to end on a team that we could probably predict
These
now
10 things are 10 things that you don't necessarily expect to see, but if you saw them, you'd probably be surprised. Number 10, Brian Urlacher plays for somebody other than the Bears next season. He's a free agent. Could play somebody else.
I wouldn't think he'd play anywhere else. Yeah.
Okay. Number 9, Tony Gonzalez comes back for another year. He was 95% sure he was retiring after this year.
See, that's what I mean. It's like things that would surprise you, but at the same time, it's not like off the wall
like
crazy.
It's not so off the wall that,
No, it's really not. Like, honestly, the way he was talking, I did kind of think there was a possibility he'd come back. So, yeah.
Number 8, Jennings, Wallace, Bowe, and Welker all end up with new teams this offseason.
I think a couple of them are going to end up with different teams.
Well, Bowe's not going back to Kansas City.
Yeah, no, he's the
Mike
number
Wallace
one,
is not going back to Pittsburgh. And for the last 2 years, everybody's been saying Wes Welker is probably done in New England.
I think there's a chance Wallace goes back, depending on the market. Same thing with Jennings, simply because he's 30 and he's had injury problems like the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Wallace, though, they just don't want to pay him any money because they've already gave money to Antonio Brown. So I just thought that was a little... Number 7, Ed Reed leaves the Ravens. Plays with somebody else next year.
I can't see that one happening. So I guess it makes sense that it's on the list.
Well, he's a free agent. Mm-hmm. The Ravens aren't going to have a lot of money because they are going to pay Flacco about $20 million probably a year. Mm. They got to re-sign Kruger. They got to re-sign Nada. They got to re-sign, I think is it Ellerby as well?
Ellerby as well, yeah.
They just have so many holes to fill.
Ed Reed seems like a type that would do the deferred money thing if it meant staying with the team that could be a winner next year.
Thing is, though, he's played his whole career with Ray Lewis by his side. Without Ray Lewis leading that defense, does he want to come back or does he take a chance going to a new defense?
I think he would come back, truthfully.
Okay.
I think he would take the burden over. You know what I mean? He'd be trying to fill the hole.
Number 5, the Eagles keep Michael Vick.
They kind of already said they weren't going to release him a couple days ago. I saw that.
Well, yeah, and but the other thing is they were talking about trading him because, you know, things weren't working out there, and he's not the most popular man in that city right now.
Yeah, but nobody's ever the most popular man, especially the quarterback of the Eagles. Yeah.
But could fit Chip Kelly's offense. They could keep him, although pretty much all year long all you heard was this is Michael Vick's last year with Philly. Number 4, Steven Jackson re-signs with the Rams. Could happen.
I think the Rams need to bring him back, truthfully. If they're really headed in the right direction, they would need him at running back. So
Could come at a discount to him.
Yeah, could.
Because he's probably not going to demand a whole lot of money.
I can't really see too many teams making a run at him at this point. Yeah,
I think somebody would go after him. And to be honest, I said it for the last few weeks. I think the Jets could be a good fit for Steven Jackson for a year or two.
Sean Green is a free agent. I know that. So.
But I'm just saying, for a year, maybe 2.
Fife likes Steven Jackson going to the Giants.
I don't see that happen.
He'd be a good compliment with
He'd
Wilson.
be a good fit, and I'd welcome him on the team. But I just don't see it happening. I don't see the Giants spending enough money to get him.
So you don't see it happening, but if it happened as a Giants fan, you'd be okay with it.
I think there's more of a chance that he re-signs with the Rams than he does go to the Giants.
And honestly, I think the Giants would be one of the few teams more confident in their drafting ability than to feel the need to bring someone in for free agency. So
Number 3, the Jets trade Darrelle Revis. It's been talked about last year of his deal. He's going to want another big contract.
I think they should trade him.
I think so,
What's
too.
he getting? $17 million a year?
No, right
Or
now
14?
he's due 13 and a quarter or something like that this year, but it's already out there that he would ask for between 16 and 17 million dollars a year for his new contract.
Yeah.
I said before, I threw it out there the last time we talked about it. I wouldn't mind seeing him going to Denver. I think they could use him the most. Yeah.
Last year was deal, but the thing is, Rex Ryan's a defensive guy. Is he really going to trade his best defensive player? That's the question.
If he really... I could see him possibly trading him for an offensive player just because it seems like Rex Ryan wants people to think he's focusing on offense this year for the first time.
Revis for Clady, straight up.
An offensive tackle?
Left tackle, too.
Left tackle?
Not just an all, because you move to Brickashaw Ferguson, the right tackle, it'll be one of the best right tackles in the game. He's so much better of a run blocker and, that kind of thing than he is at pass blocking. That, to me, that'd be the dream scenario if I was a Jet fan.
Get Clady and one of Denver's running backs, either Moreno or Ronnie Hillman. I would take one of those two. With the tackle, I think that would work.
Yeah. And I think it's a possibility, probably not a real huge likelihood, but definitely a chance he can go. Number 2, the Giants don't sign Victor Cruz.
No, we've already talked about it.
We talked about it. I'm just saying it was on my list.
Yeah, I still think they're going to sign him, though. I really do.
I'm really about 50-50 on it. It depends on how much he asks for, and if he asks for too much, the Giants aren't going there. Number 1, the Jets keep Tim Tebow. Don't release him. Don't trade him. He's on the roster, on their bench next season.
First of all, if they bring him back and he's still on the bench next year, they're freaking idiots. There's no point. See, I can't see a point for them keeping him if they're just going to keep him on the bench for another year. So maybe it does. I think he's not with them next year. Unfortunately, I don't really think he's going to wind up having a job next year unless he goes to like the CFL or something. That's how far his stock has fallen.
Yeah, the Jets killed him, man.
Yeah, they really did.
They pretty much ruined that man. Ruined that man.
I want to believe someone would bring him in to give him a legitimate chance to start at quarterback, but at this point, it doesn't seem like it's out there.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. The one I threw out was the Cowboys use a first-round draft pick on a quarterback.